Hey, it's Mark, Single Car Garage. Working on the 68 Chevy short bed C10 today, and showed you a video a couple of weeks ago about me putting the disc brakes on the front and the lowered spindles. Now we're putting the disc brakes on the back. Normally you would have all your drum brake stuff on here, but this axle was rebuilt, and when they sent it back to me, I asked them to leave all that off because I was going to take it off anyway. So normally you'd have your backing plate, all your parts that go to your brakes system that needs to come off, and we don't have to do that now. So the first thing that happens is this is the plate that your caliper mounting plate bolts onto, and it will bolt onto your flange. Now you put a washer on the front and a washer on the back. It mounts to your backside. It comes with stop nuts, so you don't have to mess with putting anything else on it. And I've got this backwards. Works a lot better when you put it on the right way. And put our 3 washers on there. And get our nut started. So this kit came from Master Brake Systems. Looks to be a pretty good kit. I've taken everything apart, looked at it. Usually uses mostly stock parts, so it's not going to be expensive if something needs to be replaced. So we got to tighten those up. Let me go get a wrench and I'll be right back. And that's what your mounting plate looks like when it's mounted to your axle. Like I said, this kit came with stop nuts, which I like a whole lot better than lock washers or a liquid lock. So there you go. Now let's put on the caliper bracket. All right, now what we want to do, we've got that all tightened down. Let's put our caliper bracket on. You got 4 a little bit longer bolts that go in it, and you've got spacers. Go through, put your spacer on. Don't forget your washers, or you'll be taking this thing apart and putting your washers on there. So, washer, bracket in place. And we'll put the nut on it. Need another washer for that. Again, don't forget those washers. I don't know how many times you all do it, but I can't tell you how many times I've had to go back and add a lock washer, add a flat washer, add something that I didn't pay attention when I was putting it together. So, washer, spacer, nut, So let me finish tightening this, and then we'll come back and look at the finished project. Okay, there you are with your caliber mounting bracket mounted, your spacers, everything tightened down, torqued down. Now your kit comes with this flange. Goes right here on your axle, and what that does is help center your rotor. When it goes on, your rotor will go right up against this. This has a flange on it, and it'll help center it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See, when you mount it, that fits right up against it and centers it. If you don't use that, you'll get this. Now, this doesn't really fit on there well, and the instructions say clean this rust off real good, which that I'm going to get ready to do, and we'll see how it fits. Okay, I cleaned that rust off, and this still isn't sliding up on there well, and what I'm going to do is clean the paint off this adapter. I think that's what's making the difference. So I'm going to take a small wheel and clean the paint up on this, and then we will install it and go forward. Okay, got the flange on, and we're still pretty tight when we're trying to put this on, so what I'm going to do is take my die cutter, and I'm going to just go about 20 times around this, which will take off a very small amount and kind of deburr it, and then I'm going to see how it fits. Okay, I cleaned that flange up, then I cleaned up the rotor, and it fits on there real tight now. Matter of fact, it's extremely tight. And there's what it looks like with the caliber on. And there's another picture of the front. Okay, we got that installed. Got to get my brake pads on there and finish it up. Now I'm going to start laying out my brake lines, figuring out where they go, and then I'll do a video on that. So the front took about 1 hour to put on, and the backs took about 1 hour to put on, so not too bad. The worst thing was that flange. I had to slowly play with it till it fit just right. It took me probably 15 minutes on fixing both flanges, so not terrible. Everything bolted up as they said. Everything looks good. So the next thing is to get the brake lines on, get the booster on, get everything hooked up, and then we'll get everything bled and brakes in it. But for now, that's where we're at. Brakes are done on the truck outside of the brake lines, so we will do that next when we get back to working on mechanical. I'm going to work on the doors. I've got them ready to seal and paint, so I'm going to finish up the day sanding them and getting some sealer on them. I got some sealer on the fenders, and so we're moving forward. And then I'll probably take tomorrow and get some sealer on the cab, and we'll be ready to paint. But I want to go inside and paint the interior 100% first. I've started it, but I want to finish it off before I come to the outside. Well, it's going to leave the doors on it and paint it, but my daughter was home this weekend, and I kind of got to figuring it's going to be a little bit easier to do the doors, do all the jams and stuff with the doors off. So I had her help. I marked them where they go back on. It took me so long to get those things working just right. I hated to take them off, but I think I marked everything. I think it should go back pretty easy. So that's the episode on the back brakes. If you ever get around to putting it on a C10, I hope you find that helpful. It was pretty easy. Instructions were very good. So, hey, enjoy the rest of your day. And when you get a chance, come back and see us. Talk to you later.